The question that I've been waiting to ask you is, where is this secret Christmas library?
It's a lie.
I was a little disappointed that there wasn't this secret room. Where's this one room that's the secret Christmas library? That kind of made me a little upset.
Towards the end, I know the author tried to make us think that there was nothing. There was nothing to be found, nothing to be had. I just kept thinking it would be so funny if there wasn't.
I was like, please, let there be nothing.
Yeah, the antagonist in you is kind of just like, let there be nothing.
Hey, page turners. You're listening to Pages Across the Prairies with Adriana
And Christine.
your virtual book club where two besties dive into stories and spill all our thoughts.
Think of it like your coziest book club, but without the dress code. So grab your book, pour your favorite drink, and let's talk chapters. Hi, so we're here today discussing The Secret Christmas Library by Jenny Colgan, and it is the second in a series of two. The first is The Christmas Book Hunt, but I do feel like the two books could probably be read independently if you weren't worried about like one small spoiler. Well, it's kind of a big spoiler, but they could be read independently. And this is our bonus Christmas episode, so the first section, about 15 to 20 minutes, will be spoiler-free, and then if you carry along, we'll give you a warning, and then we'll go into the spoiler, more book club dive-in section. So do we have a small spoiler, a small summary of the book?
I do. So, The Secret Christmas Library, a little summary I have for you is Mirren loves books and searching for antique books. As Christmas approaches, she's hired by Jamie, a young laird of a Scottish estate, to help him find a rare, valuable book that the grandfather said is lost somewhere in his ancestral home.
I think that sums it up quite nicely.
Thank you.
She is a book hunter. That is her profession.
Yes. That's
Or
what she likes to
becomes.
do.
Yes. No spoilers on the last book. I really am tempted to give them. So, for this book, how did you access this book?
Yes, good question. So, I started listening through audio on Spotify. And as I have mentioned in previous episodes, Spotify only lets you have 15 hours a month of audio listening. And I ran out about a week into November. So I had to finish the last 3 hours of this book. I just found it online to read.
Okay, yeah, I actually wasn't able to find an audiobook through any of my library resources.
No?
No, I thought for a bit that there wasn't any. How was the audio?
It was good.
Nice. I liked the ebook just because I could kind of Google some of the stuff, because part of the book takes place in Scotland, so if you're not familiar with some of the words that they're throwing out or the dialect, it was helpful.
Yeah, I found with audio I had to back up and go forward, be like, I missed a couple of the words. I know you've mentioned one of those words, and I completely missed it because first of all, there's a little accent, and then second of all, it's audio. It's easy to miss stuff.
Did they do the Scottish accent then?
It was at accent. I'm not sure.
Exactly. You're not going to verify that?
But I cannot be certain of which accent it was.
Okay. Did this book remind you of any other books?
Well, it definitely reminded me of the first one in the series.
Yes.
Pretty much all of her other cozy Christmas feel-good novels. I know she has a whole bunch. We've read a few of them.
Yes, we kind of tend to stick in that for our Christmas reads. We quite like her books.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was elements of this book that did give me a glimmer of the Castle in the Clouds that I know we had on our to be read Christmas book list. Well, we've read it, but we suggest other people to read it, and it kind of reminded me of that one, just by the grand vastness of the property.
Okay. For me, it did remind me of that other Christmas read that we had. What was her name? The Christmas Secrets in the Scottish Highlands, just because, Scotland, right?
I loved that one.
Right? And
Such
it had,
a good book.
it was set in Scotland, but the landscape, just because of where they were far more rural in this one. So the landscape's similar, but different.
Yes. Was that the one? Sorry, I don't want to get off topic, but was that the one with the turkey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took me.
Amazing.
I thought you were going to ask a different question. Yes, it absolutely was the one with the turkey.
That was the best part.
Right. So, drawings to this book, I guess, we like seasonal reads. This is one of our seasonal reads. If you want to kind of get in the Christmas spirit, this is really good for that. It's more of a lighter read, although I did find it heavier than other Colgan or Christmas novels that we've read.
Yes, that's a good point. It was.
Any other drawings for this one? There's lots, but it's just a nice light read. Can be.
Yeah, drawings, same, just cozy Christmas mystery. This is a little bit of mystery in there. with books and adventure. That's enough, I think, for me for a Christmas drawn, if you get that magical feeling.
Yeah, if you're looking for a Christmas book, you found one. And it is like, I do find there's people who differentiate, and I'm one of them, in Christmas novels or in novels that feature more of a romantic lead. Whether it's closed door or open door romance. This was, I feel, a little bit more open door than her other novels for me.
Yes, that took me by surprise.
Yeah, so if you prefer more of a closed door romance, if you prefer, I don't know. This was not quite that. It was like middle ground.
There was a little bit there.
More than I had found in her other ones.
Agreed.
That I could recall. I mean, it's been a year or two, but... So the genre that this is in, it's fiction. If you Google it, it says escapist fiction, feel good, seasonal. You could argue it's a little bit. It doesn't really dive into historical fiction, but if you want to dig further, and that is a tie into one of the major plot lines.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, but fiction.
Yeah, just feel good fiction.
Yeah, somewhere it said fantasy. I mean, it's a little bit outside the realm of reality, but...
Not too far off. I could totally see this
fiction.
being real.
One of the buildings that existed within this book did exist in real life. So what's your rating for this book?
Yeah, so I'm going to compare it probably to not our recent reads, but to the other Christmas books that I've read and we've read.
Okay.
And I would probably give it a 6 out of 10, 5.5. Like, it was good. I am very happy I read it. I would recommend it, but I can't say I absolutely loved it. Not like Scottish Highlands.
Oh, okay, so you'd put those ones higher. Yeah, I don't know, because it's hard for me, because when I'm doing a Christmas read, I'm like, I actually don't want too much depth.
No,
I just want to lay here and enjoy the book. Lay here and enjoy the book. No, I just want to enjoy the...
I think that's why I want to give it a 6, because it did have all of those Christmassy elements that make you feel cozy.
Yeah, it did, but like towards the end, and it was just a little bit too mayhem for me.
Yes, the ending is what lowered it.
Would you say like her other one, the Christmas, is it Bookshop?
Yes.
That one would be a higher rating for you?
Yeah, I really, really liked that one.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say, because I want to give it a 6. I generally feel like some of these books that are in a huge collection of other books that are kind of like, I don't want to say mass produced, but do you know what I mean? Like the author has a huge amount of, I never like to put them too high, but I do feel like there's depth in it, and I'm just mad at the depth, but it's good that there is depth that you can look further. 6.5, I guess. I do appreciate the little innuendos and the little, you can look further, but I just wasn't in the mood for it today, and I wanted just to feel good.
Yeah, something a little more cozy that takes no thinking.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. And I like her other novels too, so I have to put it lower than I would put them. I like this one too, sorry. I like this one too.
You can like it, but like the other ones more.
Correct. Okay, so I think probably from that we could start to move into our spoiler zone, unless we could do quotes, right? Quotes.
Yes.
Did you get many here?
No, I really struggled with quotes, especially I have one. Because again, when I did listen to it, I was in my car for pretty much listening to all of it, and just missed out on, I think, a couple that I did was like, that's nice, but all I got is one.
Okay.
Shall I read it?
Sure.
Okay, so, well, first, did you get a lot?
I got a few. I kind of, like I said, I'm being a lazy listener when it comes to these. I try and just sit, so, and also I did struggle to find some, to be honest. It probably, most of them, if I was to really dig, would be mostly scenery. I have a couple, though.
Yeah, there was a lot of nice scenic views.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the quote I have that is 100% relatable, I'm pretty sure, to most people, is, people buy things in the hope that it will make them feel better.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good catch.
That one's like, I mean, I definitely have struggled with buying things to make myself feel better. So I'm like,
add to
same.
cart.
Yep. Even if it just sits in the cart for all of eternity, it's just like something about it.
And we had, I forgot to share last time, but I had a quote from our last book, Eleanor Oliphant, where she mentioned Christmas is kind of just being like a consumerist holiday. So it really fits in with this Christmas theme and purchasing things. And we're going to be sharing a less consumerist shopping guide for things that you can give to book lovers. So
exactly, handmade little treats.
Yeah, and I think book lovers especially.
For sure.
To put us in a category, but I feel like we do enjoy that kind of sentimental. Okay,
so
for mine, outside the snow fell and fell and fell, but the sitting room was at last cozy, a tiny spot of light. Mirren thought, in miles and miles of dark, all the way out across the sea, a tiny speck of jollity and warmth. amongst the unforgiving landscape in the north of the world, the freezing waves still pummeling the rocks below. I meant to just save just half of that, just the image of it, just like this little happy in all this wilderness.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's such a picturesque, I don't know, frame.
Life was odd when you didn't have your phone. You felt untethered from everything.
Yep.
It wasn't a huge quote, but it is kind of the theme of this novel, is escaping from just modern society, and I did really appreciate that theme. And there was even like this mention of like the reader, or not the reader, the character reaching for their phone that wasn't there. It's just instinctual. And then this one, maybe that was why people climb mountains, for the sheer joy of stopping climbing mountains. That made a lot of sense.
Yes, and that can be so relatable for so many aspects. Oh my goodness.
Right? And I think it's kind of true about a lot of things, and why a lot of times during strife, people find a lot more enjoyment in other things, or when I don't have a quote here, don't quote me, but just the idea that some of our better written works or ideas or inventions come out during hardship.
Yep, for sure.
Because, yeah, I always find too that like I enjoy things more too when it's like they're more scarce.
Yeah, it's that like Christmas oranges only ever coming out at Christmas. It's like,
yeah,
you
have
only
to keep
get
things
it.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's the word? Like a common truth or something?
Think of the word right now.
There's a phrase for it, and we've used it before, but I don't remember what it was. But it's just the truth.
Well, if anybody else can think of that word, let us know.
Yeah, please let us know. Or if you've listened to one of our old episodes and know what we said. I've forgotten.
That'd be great. Did you have any more quotes?
Yes. And suddenly she felt it. The gossamer thin line of present reality shimmered between time and between old worlds and new, and that new rules did not necessarily apply.
That's a nice one.
I thought so too. You function differently based on the time you're in, I guess. I don't know. So they felt like they were outside of time and space, so they existed differently. And I know sometimes, like, I don't know if you've experienced this, but when you move from city to country, life kind of flows differently and the rules kind of flow differently. Like when they say people in the city move fast, it very much when I go to our little small town, it moves so much slower. You just feel it.
It's true, yeah. I mean, when I've moved different cities before, it definitely, time just feels different.
Yeah. It's difficult to explain, but kind of cool.
Yeah, and then in like busy cities, you find pockets of quiet slowness.
Yes, you can. And I think that's why people like the suburbs.
Yeah.
That's why I like the suburbs. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all that we have for our spoiler-free, unless you had anything to add.
No, I think everything else will be spoiler. Yeah.
Spoiler full. Okay, so we're going to move into that. If you haven't read the book, feel free to carry on, but there will be spoilers. Okay, so this one's easy. What's your favorite character, or who is your favorite character?
Favorite character. Okay, you'd think this would be easy, but like all the characters were good, but none of them were like my favorites. So overall, I liked them all more or less. But I think if the grandfather counts, he's my favorite.
That's good. I'm glad you appreciated him.
He was like misunderstood and lonely and just trying to connect with his grandchildren.
I kept having issues with that. Like the grandchildren they were more crotchety than he was, honestly.
Agreed. And like the grandfather, he treated his like illegitimate family like so well.
Yeah.
And even when Esme and Jamie were little, he was trying to have fun, creative things for them and put in all this energy. And he could have easily just been a grump and hid away. And like, yeah, sure, he was grumpy, but for good reason too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
So I want him to be my favorite character.
I thought his little riddles and stuff, they sounded like a lot of fun. But
yeah,
I guess I'm also kind of that person where I'll plan something that sounds extremely fun to me, but not necessarily to others.
It would be so much fun. I mean, I don't know Morse code and stuff, but I mean, good reason to learn. I'm
terrible at an escape room. I am so bad, but I will appreciate. I'll come along for the ride.
Exactly. Have some fun out of it. Yeah. What about you? Who is your favorite character?
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really good. I mean, there were Mirren's perception of Bonnie kind of threw me. And there was one line that Bonnie said that really threw me, but overall I really enjoyed her personality, and I'm going to think sometimes that we're looking at Bonnie through Mirren's eyes, so I don't know that I always believe.
Mirren was so worried that Bonnie wanted to date Jamie, so.
True, that adds in another element, right? She's going to have some, or try and find maybe a flaw or something.
Yeah.
I guess just overall, how did you feel about this book compared to the last one? Because we read the last one. Oh, we don't want to spoil the last one in case you haven't read it. But
yeah. Well, this book was a great, cozy book. I found it cozy in its own way compared to the first one. But
Mm-hmm.
the question is that I've been waiting to ask you is, where is this secret Christmas library?
It's a lie.
So I was a little disappointed that there wasn't a secret room. Like, there was lots of rooms in this building, of course.
There
We all know
are
that.
lots of libraries.
Yeah, but where's this one room that's like the secret Christmas library? So, yeah, that kind of made me a little upset.
Yeah, I kept, because that was kind of towards the end. I know the author tried to make us kind of think that there was nothing. There was nothing to be found, nothing to be had. And I wasn't sure. I just kept thinking it would be so funny if there wasn't.
I know, right? I was like, please let there be nothing.
Yeah, the antagonist in you is kind of just like, let there be nothing. Grandpa was just an old kook, and he was mad at you guys.
Exactly. Oh, that's too good.
But if I had to bet, I would say there was something, and I kind of considered, there's going to be this library with a mass amount of books, and I thought maybe underground was what I was thinking.
Ooh, I never thought of that. That would be cool.
But
Ooh,
yeah,
next to
no.
the cave.
The cave. Oh yeah, that would have been. Yeah, that would have worked.
Uh-huh.
They open their last little clue in there, or don't realize it's a clue. They think it's a book, and then they open it. It's like, actually, it's in the cave.
Exactly.
But you don't know with this man. He could have stuff stashed everywhere.
Yeah. And he did.
He did. What did you think of his kind of like maltreatment of books?
Well, I think it was understandable because he was sad and had so many, and you just get so focused on collecting that you kind of forget to be so gentle with your collectible items.
Yes. Yeah. Even the most important one was not.
No, it was just shoved in his mattress.
I originally, when they went into the North Library, I assumed that the volumes would be well protected. I don't know about Scotland's climate. I'm assuming maybe it's humid, especially since they're so close to water. But you read about books needing to be kept in cool spaces. Well, that was certainly cold.
Yes, drafty.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I wish the books were taken better care of, but I understand why they weren't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think if they were to sell the whole lot, like nobody's going to come to, well, people would come to the book sale, but if they were to try and sell out a lot of the other items, I mean, it would take forever. Garage sale it. Marketplace?
Yeah, I was like, they could probably open their own thrift books version.
Yeah,
Online.
well, and then they did.
Yeah, that's true.
Which it's so funny too, because when I wasn't thinking of bookstore, and then when Jamie said, oh, you could open a bookstore, I was, oh, you totally could.
Yeah, you really
Thanks,
could.
Jamie. Jamie's like always thinking of little business ideas.
Yes. He's like, how do I make money? Yep.
What did you think of Theo in this novel?
Well, I love seeing reoccurring characters.
Me too.
Yeah. He was kind of, what's the right word?
Not
Very
very bright.
sleazy.
Sleazy? Yeah, sleazy.
I was like, maybe that's too harsh, but that's what I would call it.
It's weird because we got to see inside his head in the last novel.
Yes.
And like I told you, I wasn't super surprised at how he turned out. I was disappointed, yes, but not
Yes.
super surprised. But I just thought he had more honor.
Yeah, he kind of spiraled downhill, and I was like, kind of now
Mhm.
left bad taste.
Yeah, it's like, well, I totally understand why you were where you were, Theo.
Yeah.
But what surprised me, I guess, was he just came off as very stupid.
It's like in the last book, he was so smart.
Yeah, so smart. But I guess we saw him through Mirren's eyes. We see him again through Mirren's eyes.
That's true.
Well, we saw him through his own eyes, too, which...
Yeah.
For somebody who works with books, who's really good at solving riddles and figuring things out, just for him to come off as...
Yeah, like his whole focus on the book went.
Yeah! I thought it was so funny at the end when he asked Mirren, or when he said to Mirren, because she's like, you have your glove still? And he's like, well, I am here on business, are you? Not quite on business, but that was pretty much the prise. It's just like, I'm here as a business person, are you?
It's like, no, you're not. You're not
That's
here. in business.
fantastic. That was my favorite. He was actually, he's not going to be my favorite character, but he's pretty close just because of those little entries of truth that he threw in. What was the other one that I said?
The one you sent me?
Yeah.
That was a good one. And it's very realistic. It was.
It was the truth.
It was so true. He was annoying, and I didn't like him very much. But he did have some good points.
Well, he called out Mirren. He was like, just last night.
Yeah.
Mirren was
right.
ashamed. She's like, it's been a year.
what you had sent was Theo had withdrawn another wrapped pile of letters, thickly encased in wax paper, presumably to protect them from the elements. "We live like this now," he said ominously, tramping about, picking up old rubbish.
And then Mirren and Jamie are so offended. And it's like, Mirren, why are you offended? Like, I understand wanting to preserve stuff, but just the level to which she started. I mean, we read an hour book and we care about, well, not an hour, but, and we care about the grandpa. But her protectiveness and immediate care. And, I have a right to read this and to crawl into grandpa's bed. That weird.
That was weird. That was a little much. I mean, it's like a dead person's room that has been like preserved. Just like, I'm just gonna crawl into this bed.
It's so cozy.
That's a little weird.
I did think about it though, because I was immediately like, that's not realistic at all. But I do know, like, when you're cold and something looks warm,
you just go for it. There's no hesitation.
Like how she started to not question putting on old dead people's clothes and stuff. And that's a funny thing, because there's so much extravagance in this novel, but it's all a little dusty.
Yes. It's a dusty extravagance.
Yeah, so I kept trying to just like rose-colored glasses it, but it's also like, has anybody washed this? There's no realistic way that Bonnie could get to cleaning it.
Right? It's like, what's the washing situation?
Yeah.
I bet Bonnie had a washer in her apartment.
Guaranteed her place is spotless. Not worried about that.
No, just the castle.
Still, I know that they gave again and again reason as to why Bonnie was there. I just don't appreciate the division between her character and the other characters. And I imagine probably it existed to serve a purpose. But I was just annoyed that she was waiting on them the whole time.
Yeah, that was disappointing. She was always cooking and cleaning and starting fires and like being a servant. And it's like, but you don't have to be. I know that you got given your trust fund, but...
Well, and I know there was a point, too, where Mirren tried to help, and she said, and I was surprised at this, where she was just like, let me do my job, and we get that you're helpful.
Yeah, that was a little sassy.
Yeah, but just the division and how they treated her, period. Like, that Theo, I'm not surprised, didn't think to ask her to dance first, but that she was not involved in any of their adventures or anything. They're like, you stay back and do the dishes. I get that she's hired help, or I don't know what, because I know she had a trust, but then isn't her trust paid out and she's not technically, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, but like she and Jamie were like friends, and I know they kind of fell out but came back, but it's just like, I don't know, wouldn't you want your friends to go on that adventure with you?
And wouldn't you ask her, because she's clearly the smartest character there? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, that irked me too. At the beginning when he was joking with her, I'm like, there's just be another fun character, but then as they start treating her, no. Yeah,
I don't. Okay, so the book, did you look up any of the book recommends that Mirren gave them, or any actual physical books that she gave them?
No, I wish I did.
So the one that, yes.
Good. I was hoping.
One I couldn't find, which I'm irritated about, and I would like if anybody, like, I could find it. I could find the physical, like, buy this book, but I couldn't find a summary of it. So I wanted to make sure that I had the right book, the one that she gave to Theo. The Diary of a Rake or whatever, A Rake's Diary. The one I found was by George Hilton, and I could find like the actual physical copy of it. It's about $40 to buy it, 40 Canadian dollars, or 130 off Amazon. But I couldn't find like what it is about. I would like to. I kind of wanted to add it to my list. But the one, have you ever read Pride and Prejudice?
No,
I have not either.
On a list, and actually my sister was asking me the other day if I read it.
Oh, really?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. I don't even think that I watched the show. Maybe like glimpses of it.
I haven't either.
It's not huge on my list. Maybe it should be. Let me know if it should be.
Yeah, like, should we do that? Should we add
But it went up a little bit up my list because of the book that she gave Bonnie. It's called Longbourn, and it's from the waitstaff's perspective. And I want to read that one.
That's what I'm interested in.
I should probably read Pride and Prejudice first, though, right? I don't know. Maybe not, because it's a different author.
True. I'm looking up Longbourn now. Okay, interesting. It was written in 2013.
Okay.
1813 was Pride and Prejudice. And interesting.
That's when it was written? Or set? That's when it's set.
Well, now.
Uncultured swine.
Yeah, it was published in 1813.
I knew it. I knew when I said when that was it. I haven't read it. I haven't researched it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's when it was published. So what? I don't know. That's quite a few centuries to have Longbourn come out afterwards.
Right. Because Pride and Prejudice, if published during that time, is going to be more historically accurate than something that we could come up with nowadays. I feel like.
Yeah,
Could be
probably
wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Having not researched or heard anything other than a sentence about these, I'm sorry.
Well, we'll just have to read them.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Okay. So, yeah. So the castle this was set in, were you surprised it was at a castle?
Yes, I was like, it's got to be like a massive house. Because like I was like, it's going to be like a mansion.
Yeah.
But I was not expecting a castle. Like I should have known. It's Scotland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I should
Yeah,
have
that's
just
true.
assumed.
As mentioned, they have a lot of castles. It was like Forez Castle. I don't know if I'm certainly not pronouncing it right, I'm sure. But it was a castle that was, I kind of looked just very, very briefly into the history of it. And it was something that did not last nearly, like it didn't. I tried to see if the histories lined up. They didn't. It didn't last. There's still, I think, like slight remnants of it, but
Really?
yeah, I would be curious if any of this novel was based off of the actual castle, but just the time periods didn't quite line up and the destruction of it. I mean, obviously, not gonna
I was going to ask you.
for young adults traipsing about in a castle and destroying it. It's not. Maybe it happens. I don't know. If you're in Scotland or if you research
Yeah.
Scottish history, let me know.
You never know. Maybe that does happen.
Well, it was in Macbeth as well, and I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about castles, so I don't know. But same title, same.
I wonder if they were, played off of how it looked.
I'd be curious, and I kind of, like I said, the fort was destroyed in 1850 by Vikings. They should have had the setup to deter the Vikings, as the book did.
Yes. Did this castle have a secret cave?
So it does, just from reading that sentence, it does sound a little bit like the author may have done some research into this castle. So
Cool.
I'll have to research further. Or if you
I
know.
guess so. Let me know what you find.
Yeah. It is interesting, but like I said, I'm just kind of lazy when I read these season books. I don't know too much about Scottish castles.
I think these books, though, are meant for us to get into holiday spirit, and then we can read these other books to deep dive into.
Yeah, well, I was just like, it's just a castle. I'm just gonna enjoy
Just
the
go with
castle.
it. It's fiction.
Something I did kind of that I do think would deserve a bigger deep dive is just they did mention, do I have the quote right here? I'm not sure, but when they were talking about pineapples and stuff, and she's like, oh, there's no pineapples in Scotland. And they said, there is in the Caribbean, though. And then they looked at her like she was stupid. And then they mentioned, just Bonnie's ancestry and history. So I did like a little bit of research just into the slave trade in Scotland, but we're in North America. And so our education system on slave trade would center primarily on North America. And most of the books I've read have centered around that too. But it did, where's this quote? But basically it was just the idea of that just it in a different continent, in a different area, obviously very different. So it would have to be something that I'd have to research more thoroughly before speaking on. But I was appreciated that it was mentioned, especially with the castle being mentioned.
Yeah, I think that she probably did some research into that, and I think I would like to look into it further too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was such a prominent part that there's got to be something behind it.
Yeah, well, and just like behind the whole wealth of the entire thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did you suspect that the grandfather had an affair with Bonnie's grandma?
I did. The second they said that, he was probably gay, I was like, he's probably not, because you guessed that right away, and somebody said no very strongly, so I knew that. I assumed it was somebody from the lower class. I wasn't 100% sure if it was male or female, but I assumed.
Yeah.
Did you assume it was somebody working there?
I just figured it was the grandma right away. They're the same age.
Good job.
I know. I was like, I feel like such a detective. I can't figure out things like, Slash Beauty's storyline, but give me a Christmas murder or mystery.
I figured it out right away.
But I figured. It just seemed like it was too obvious.
Yeah. I was kind of sad that they didn't get their happy end.
I know. Well, when they opened the first set of letters,
yeah.
I was like, yep, that was Bonnie's grandma. I knew it.
Really? I didn't put two
because it was
and two
somebody
together.
left at the castle. And I was like, I don't know anybody else, so it's got to be the character we already know.
True. And it further explained Bonnie's character, because there was only a few characters mentioned in this novel. There has to be a tie-in usually.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I wanted to ask you, because there was a lot of food featured in this novel.
Oh, yes, there was. Oh,
I don't think you can have like a feel-good book without good entries on food.
Oh, yeah, it's not if it doesn't have good food. And like,
No.
especially like Christmas being so centered around food,
Very true.
it's gotta have a good meal or two.
Their Christmas meal was porridge. That was the most disappointing part, probably.
I did love when the duck escaped, though. That was very fun.
Really?
It just was like, yeah, that's typical.
I was just feeling uncomfortable after that. I was like, you better not go hunt that down.
I was worried for that duck.
It deserves a pass.
It does.
And the next novel that we're reading, they mention, the next Christmas novel that we're reading, they mentioned that, oh, we don't eat animals that we've named. And when she came in with this quackers or something.
I don't know. You can name an animal and still eat it. Just when you name it, you need to keep in mind, well, this is my point of view, obviously. I think that if you are going to eat it, you just need to keep in mind that I'm naming it for the sake that everything needs a name, but it's going to be eaten either way.
Probably a good disclosure if you're handing it a name.
Yeah, like I just think about the pigs at my past job. They always got a name, but they were always just going to be short-lived animals. Sorry.
I don't know what the approach to that is. I guess it depends on yeah.
I don't know. I think they want to have the best life before you eat them, and then they're going to taste even better. And that comes, I'm sorry, but we're going somewhere dark now. But like when you're handling a piece of an animal, you want to treat it with respect once it's dead, so why not when it's alive?
Yeah.
Anyways.
And we read that one, A Certain Hunger, where they talked about like just the respect that the animal's butchered in. Was it like a kosher? I'm not sure that's not the correct term, but like kosher meat?
Yeah, that's what that book was talking about.
Yeah. Did they have names? I don't remember. They probably would.
I can't recall, but probably.
Did you have any like certain entries or certain foods that you were interested in?
You had brought it up to me.
I have some.
Yeah, so I would love to hear what you have to say first, so I don't.
Just randomly, I'm just scrolling. There was one that said black bun. Scottish bun is a type of fruit cake. So that was something that she made for them that I just randomly looked up. But there was where did they go? There was the potato scones, right? Is that correct?
Or the tatty.
Tatty scones, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to ask you about like a clotted cream. I think she served it on scones or something, but I've heard it many times, and it's something that I've looked up but not eaten. So I wanted to know if you've eaten or cooked either, or
I've eaten clotted cream. I've never made it, but I've bought it in a jar before at a British store. And
okay,
yeah, like you can make it by heating full fat milk and then leaving it slowly cool. But it's good served on. Sorry.
When you bought it, was it on the shelf or in the fridge?
It was on the shelf, and then once it's open,
really?
Into the fridge. Yeah, I don't know. That was the version I bought, but
that seems more accessible then, though.
Yeah, like you can. It's shelf stable. Well, the ones I bought have been shelf stable. I've purchased it. Like I've bought a fudge from a British store, and there was clotted cream in the middle of that.
Okay.
And but yeah, it's good on crumpets. So good on crumpets, scones, fruits. But if you want it on a savory dish, it would be like such a nice finish to a pasta sauce. Like instead of finishing with like cream or cream cheese or something, just put some clotted cream in there.
That sounds really good. Like I definitely want to try some, because every time it's written about, it sounds so good.
It's so good. I love high fat foods, and that's so tasty. Yeah. Speaking of the foods, have you had, like, we're in Scotland, so, well, you know, the book is in Scotland. Have you had the haggis before?
I haven't. I've debated it many times. I feel like if it was served to me, as opposed to having to go out and specially get it, I would have it, but I have not. Have you? And if you have, because I think I have a guess as to when you had it the first time, possibly.
Yeah, I've had it. I've eaten it a few times. It's always been canned.
Oh, really?
Because, like, in Mosaic, whenever we went to those, yeah, like, I had it there. But also, people don't usually make it, so it's always from a can. Well, not always, but around here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But my dad loves haggis, I think. I don't know if he loves it, but I remember him eating it when I was a kid. So, I don't know. But
how do you feel about it?
Jason says it's so yummy.
It's highly recommended from here.
Yeah, I like it. I like it with butter, and I just don't want to really think too hard about it. Like, I love eating all parts of the animals, but...
And so haggis is something to do with intestines, yeah?
Yeah, so it's like a savory, like, pudding that is made, I think, traditionally from the sheep's heart, liver, and lungs, and then there's, like, oatmeal and suet and onions and spices in it. And then you pack that into a sheep's stomach traditionally. So, like, it uses all the parts that would usually go to the dogs, to the trash. And I love it when animals get used in their full force.
Right.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah. It's very high in fat, delicious. But when it's in a can, I like to just heat it in a pan with some butter.
Oh, that sounds disgusting, but I would try it.
Good. I'm glad you would. At least you got to try it twice.
I would probably try anything. Like when I watch Fear Factor, I'm like, yeah. Food-wise,
Everything
if it would win me money, yeah, I would probably.
Yeah, of course. So yes.
All right. I feel like that's pretty much all we have for today.
Yeah, I was just going over the list and I was like, what's left? Oh, I don't know, but I really like the name Esme. I didn't like how they said it in the audio, but I like how I say it.
That's how I would have heard it too, or how I've heard it in my brain.
Yeah.
Her character, I was so confused. Like, she's so posh and just has these
Right?
spikes on her head, though.
I was so confused.
I was
I'm
quite
so
surprised.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask, do you think it was right of Bonnie to keep that secret from Jamie and Esme?
What secret was that?
That she's their
Oh, Bonnie. Oh, yeah.
cousin? Yeah. That she's their cousins, right? I don't know. I can't figure
Siblings,
out their
right?
relation. It's the same grandpa, had 2 daughters, so those would be stepsisters if they knew. And then those stepsisters
Oh, okay.
had children, so I don't know what that is. Like, is that cousins?
Well, he called her cousin at the end, and he said something about he didn't like his sister anyway or something.
Okay, because I had to, like, write the names down on a piece of paper and try and make a family
I
tree.
did not even try. He did call her cousin at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's not really her secret to tell. And they seem kind of silly to have not figured it out or to have cared enough. They were not behaving as though they cared about her.
No, I was really disappointed how they treated their staff.
Did you think that she should have told them?
I just think it's such a big thing. I don't know how in the world you'd bring that up. Like, but after the grandfather passed, which was only like a month ago in like the storyline, I think. It's just like, maybe she should have said something. But you're right. It wasn't her story to tell. I feel like that's just an important thing. I don't know. It's such a gray area. I don't know what to think.
Yeah,
I wanna
definitely
say
important.
yes. Yeah.
If they would have believed her, they seem to like not believe anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really all I've got for this book. Going back on the food, I really, like what we were talking about, really want to try the potato scone.
Me too. That's like on my top list.
Yeah. And I could probably also eat a lot of them.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much all that we have for today. I think our next episode is going to be on Faking Christmas. A little bit different than what we normally read, but come along with us for the ride.
It's a lot different. I guess
Yeah.
before we go, would you recommend this book to people?
I would recommend her other books first. But
Good
it's funny because I love the first so much that would you?
I would also say the same, not to steal your line, but read your other ones first.
Yeah. But in the meantime, like, share, subscribe. I don't know. See you later.
Perfect. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for flipping through Pages Across the Prairies with us. Until next time, keep your tea warm, your bookmark handy, and if you enjoyed today's chat, like, share, and subscribe to join us again.